Alright, hello, this is a devlog of the CS2 Rp mod that I've been working on. It's an expansion of, or like a recreation, more of DGTA, which was the CSGO mod that I was working on back in 2020, if you can believe it. It's been 5 years. And this is where I'm at so far. So I'm going to start moving around. It has a lot of the same gameplay aspects and mechanics as it used to. There's NPCs with little view look notices. You know, the doors work about the same. There's an inventory where you have just different items and whatnot. There's vendors that sell items. Now in CS2, the game doesn't bug out if you don't have any items. If you do third person, there, you can see that I'm just doing like the normal pose. So therefore, that's why I'm keeping it. Also, I don't know if you can see, but the way menus work is very interesting now. Um, but yeah, as you can see, it doesn't break. So I can instead just I've added knives as their own item, and I've even added back holstering. If you press, the slow walk button and inspect, actually, that holsters an item, and including, in order to balance it out now, I now have items spawn with 0 ammo. Just to make holstering a little bit better. You will eat through ammo items like crazy, though. I'm sorry. They just add an amount of ammo to your reserve, and then you reload, and now you have ammo. If you holster with ammo, you will lose it. So I gotta make ammo pretty accessible, but guns are not gonna be so accessible. I don't know if you saw the pricing. Now, here's the employer. The jobs currently are just placeholders except for Robber. Robber has functionality right now, whereas the others don't. It's going to take a while to add functionality to any of the other jobs, but I'm going to display the way Robber works right now. As you can see, I'm in a little store, and you hit E on the little cash register, and it'll start pumping up money. And there's little quick time events. If you spam E on it, when that happens, you add to the take. And at the end, something a little fun happens, and it'll glow, and you see that ring when you're supposed to press E. You have like 3 seconds, I think, to press on it. It's kind of weird. Yeah, and then money flies out all over the place, and you pick it up when you're supposed to, when it's all done. And you get some crime. As you can see, I have like 600. I got 600 crime or about from that. And then I can go to the bank and deposit. Now, all of the NPCs can have custom models. Now, from the technical aspect, I can highlight all of the things I've done from the technical aspect to improve the game. For the way NPCs work is much better. They're in the same database now. The most changes that I've made, it's kind of crazy, is I was so lazy with creating a database entry for things when I would save them, so I never really did in my original mod, and I was very lazy. So NPCs were in a little JSON file that I had to delete if I ever wanted to delete any NPC. But now I can spawn NPC. Banker, and then of course I can do /set NPC model. Now I have in order for models, custom models to work in CS2, you have to pre-cache them. So rather than remember any of the strings of any model name, I've just created a whole list of all of the agents. I think it goes up to something crazy, but I think like 49 or whatever is the start of the CTs. But we can go like 8 for the danger zone, which is crazy that the model's in CS2, but it's just not here. Like 45 for the professionals, or even like, I think like 80. Yeah, and then right here, I'm gonna pull it up real fast I'm gonna find the list. Bear with me. Oh god, where did I put it? There it is. And there's a whole list. I even added a whole bunch of custom models, and even this is actually a crazy thing. In DGTA, you couldn't set a non-player model as an NPC model. It was very broken. Oh, 84 is the number I'm looking for. That's what it is. Yeah, and I can set an ATM as a banker, which is pretty neat. I can set them to anything. It's a lot of fun. Now, of course, doors still work just about the same as they always do. I set this door for sale for $10 just so I could buy a door, and it'll populate with Grubsy's door, and I can do /set door name, and that's not the command. It's set door message, I think. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. There's so many commands. I'll have to create something to streamline it. There's 4 files for commands alone, and the NPC commands file has like um, a whole lot. It has, let's look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 NPC commands. For door commands, there's so many. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4 door commands. Oh, it's buy door, sell door, set door parent, set door for okay, this is actually still a lot. Oh, it's because I split them up by admin command and public command. But yeah, and then in order to lock it, you inspect on the door now, and it's locked. It's pretty simple. Locks, lock picks, and door hacks don't exist yet. I just haven't gotten there to scripting them, but it's pretty simple. It's literally the same code as adding an item, but everything else. Setting. I will say, I don't know where I went wrong in DGTA, but I remember there was a very long time in DGTA where doors did not work correctly. I assure you I got it right this time. I was very new to programming. I think my logic in a lot of places for DGTA was horribly messed up. And yeah, this is just a little map that I created to test things on. One of the biggest problems with making this mod is that there are no maps. There is one map. It's RP Downtown, but I'm not building a mod for RP Downtown. I am not building your classic dark RP. I hate that. I don't want it to be like every other dark RP server. I kind of want it to be my own. Whether or not I make it more like dark RP is kind of unintentional. I'm just making the game mode that I think is the most fun. Yeah, but here, let me get into another weird. So some technical aspects of CS2 are really weird. No longer are menus actually built in. I don't know if you saw when I was in third person, but when I go into third person, the solution to menus is using the point world text entity. That's the entity right there. You can see it's just floating. That's what I used, or what we use for menus now. And there are a couple of functionalities that these menus work off of. Now, for the inventory, I disabled the scroll menu. It will it'll just get in the way, and you'll see why. So I disabled that for now. But and same with if you interact with an NPC, you cannot have the scroll menu be the first menu because of the way the button debounce works. It just doesn't play nice when you hit E looking at an NPC. But if I go into the deposit menu, if you see how if I'm backing up, if you see how each option becomes selected, it just does that for fun, so that you can actually use the menus, because actually it doesn't work out of the box. Players will have to do bind1 slot1 colon css_1 is the command, and then if you do /1 it works, or two. There's no option, but slash 9. That closes the menu because that's just how we need to do it now, because radio menus are no longer built in. Now, this does use the CS2 Screen Menu API by T3 Marius, or whatever his name is, or Marius. I'm sorry if you are watching this, but I really do appreciate the API. It's a very good API, and it's what makes this mod possible, because without menus, uh, it's really just not worth it. Also, because there's no way to draw HUD text anymore. The closest thing is the hint text in the middle of the screen. In the earlier versions of DGTA, that's how it worked, but I thought it was very bloated, and it didn't help. It's just very bad. It made the screen not good. But in CS2, at least, I will say it's a bit smaller and it looks nicer. Plus, we have the ability to add HTML back. They did remove that, or they made it harder. I can't remember what broke, but somewhere during CS:GO they broke HTML text in there or changed it. But it works again, and you can even change the font. I don't know if you saw when you look at a door for sale, the number's really big. But yeah, and the menus work just like they did in source mod, which is really great. And so this is the closest thing to HUD text, is doing a menu. And also, I don't know if you see that, but there's the adjust menu position option. Because we use world text, we can't detect the player's screen resolution. So the solution is to manually have the player place it on their screen. Now, there was an option before where it used to just have 3 options based on your based on like what you're pretty sure your resolution is, or your aspect ratio. That worked pretty well, but I don't know why this new mode works the way it does. During an update to the API, they did that. But it's a really good API, and this mod is that's like one of the legs that holds up this mod. Besides that, there's like not a lot else to this mod right now. I don't know what the recording time's at, but yeah, there's so much. Vendors work the same way they always did. I showed you buying an item and all that, and yeah, still so much to do. That's all, really. I need to make a map. I need to add more jobs, add more database things. I have a lot of ideas. If you have any ideas, please tell me. If you can help. You don't need to be a mapper, but if you have map ideas, like apartment layout, anything really that you want to see, I'll consider, because in order to do all of this, it takes a lot of creative energy and effort, and it takes a while. I mean, so long. It's rough. It's really rough. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a good one.